This is the Kawasaki H2 police motorcycle. It's the fastest police motorcycle in the UK. But why do North Yorkshire Police have it? Let's find out. This is the Kawasaki H2. It's a 1000cc superbike. It will go 0-60 in 2 seconds. Top speed is well over 200 miles an hour, and it will do a standing quarter in 9 seconds. That's a quarter of a mile in 9 seconds, reaching a speed of well over 155 miles an hour. To watch more of these videos, we need to like, subscribe and follow, so please do that now. And ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce you to Clive Turner, the RPU Inspector. Clive, thank you very much for showing us this bike.
Morning, Ben.
How are you doing? You all right?
Very well.
Right, first of all, can you tell us why North Yorkshire Police have got basically the fastest police motorcycle that's been made and is out there at the moment?
Essentially, to cut a long story short, it's an engagement tool. It cuts down the barrier of the uniform and gets people talking to the police. We can turn up anywhere on this for engagement purposes, to a function, to a bank holiday weekend, to a cafe, and people will migrate towards the bike. Bikers, as you know yourself, you're a biker, they know what this is. They know it's a supercharged, they see it in the distance, and they'll come across and want to talk to you about the bike.
Because it is an operational bike. It's used out there, obviously, for road safety measures, to stop speeders or to stop people committing or breaking the law, committing bad things on the road, so to speak. But it's also there because what we want to do in North Yorkshire is we want to cut down deaths on the roads, isn't it?
Ultimately, yes. Every road death on the road is one too many. As you know, I think the rough statistic is every fatality on the road costs the taxpayer about £1 million, which all might seem an awful lot when you talk about the emergency responses that come to it, be it the paramedics, the helicopters, the fire engines, the police, the aftercare, the hospital, etc., etc. The rough price is about £1 million. Cost isn't anything to do with it. It's the effect it has on the family and friends of that deceased person. And what we ultimately want to do is, the Vision Zero is ultimately aimed towards having 0 deaths on the road. A tough ask, I think, but that's ultimately what we want to achieve.
Because people want to be out there, they want to be riding the roads in North Yorkshire, and if you've not been, come to North Yorkshire, because some of the roads are absolutely fantastic out there. They're stunning, they're great biking roads, but we want people when they come to the area to behave on the bikes, because like you said, it's roughly £1 million for a fatal. It can be roughly £220,000 for a serious injury. Yep. And these don't only just affect the taxpayer, but it's the lives of everyone around that injured person. So someone could end up losing a limb, serious injured in a wheelchair. But not only that, involved in a fatal collision where recently there's been people killed that have brought in a third member of the public. So they could be in a car that's nothing to do with a motorcycle, or there could be someone in a tractor, slow moving vehicle. And it's about making sure when you get on the machine and you're going for a ride in the country, they know you're going to be coming back to your family members.
Absolutely.
Because we've done a recent video on an M1000, a bit like this one in the background, and the comments, some of the comments that were on that are ridiculous. Some of the people, literally, you won't catch me. I'm 170, 190, 200 mile an hour. You will not catch me. It's not about out and out speed. It's knowing someone's going to be coming home on a night and not leaving children without parents.
We got this a couple of years ago, and ultimately it's about engagement, but it's also about dissuading people from doing what some do. It's a minority that go out onto the roads and drive and ride like idiots. The majority of riders, certainly come to North Yorkshire and we engage with, are sensible and good riders. We want to improve rider behaviour. We want to engage with people, educate them, try and divert them to some sort of course, be it bike safe or others, to improve their riding so they're not a statistic at the end of the day. Some bike riders, ultimately we go to collisions, serious or fatal, and it's their fault. Because of something they've done, something they've not seen, the way they're riding. Sometimes it's another road user's fault, be it a car driver, a lorry driver, a van driver, whatever it might be. But ultimately, if we can divert them onto some sort of safety course or increase their riding and their observations, even if it is someone else's fault, they've done something wrong, they've got a road position, they've changed the way they ride, they've changed the road position, they've changed the view, they've changed what sight line they're using, and ultimately, fingers crossed, they can get home at the end of that day.
And you said it to me earlier on, if we can stop one death Just by making this video, just one death.
Yeah.
That's done its job, hasn't it?
If we can go to somewhere and someone comes across to speak to this bike, about this bike, and we can discuss it, and ultimately they come on a bike safe course, or we talk about their riding, and ultimately they go off that day and they're thinking about it, and they're thinking about what we've discussed that day and how they ride. If they don't become a statistic, or something happens and they think, crikey, if I hadn't seen that, if I hadn't been there instead of there, that's what we want to achieve.
So Clive, can you tell us some statistics re fatals and serious injuries? Do you know how many we've had last year or within the last 2 years, and how many motorcyclists?
22, 23 and 24, so those 3 years. We had fatality, we had 10, then I think it jumped to 12, and we're currently sitting at this year, bear in mind we're beginning of December, at 8, which is still 8 too many, but the statistics are fantastic really, what we've tried to achieve over the last sort of 18 months or so. Serious injury, 2022 was 103.
And these are just motorcyclists
just
alone?
Motorcycles.
Yep.
2020, that's 2022, sorry, 2023 was 61. And currently we're sitting at 40 for 2024. And we've put this out, to be fair, we've put this out since we've had it in social media across various different media networks to say this is what we've got and these are the reasons why. People sometimes come to events and they'll take a picture of the number plate. We're not bothered. We want them to know we've got it as a dissuasion for people to say, well, I better not go too fast down here, or I better not do this because there's the green bike or whatever it might be.
So what causes are out there at the moment then? So you've got Institute of Advanced Motorcyclists, you've got ROSPA.
So you've got the Biker Safe, Biker Down with the Fire Brigade, which has got a lot to do with first aid. If you're first on the scene, etc., etc., it improves people's first aid and increases the chance of someone surviving if they come across a serious road traffic collision. And you've got Bike Safe as well, which you're aware of, which is a countrywide initiative by the police. So you can come along, spend the day with the police force, PowerPoint presentations, question and answer sessions, bit of engagement, bit of education, and then you go out for an hour or two ride with an advanced police rider. If we can stop the fatalities, we can stop the serious injuries, stop the effect it has on those that are all connected with that incident, it's got to be worth it.
So all we say is when you throw your leg over a bike and you go out and you want to ride like an idiot, we've gone to the houses, we've knocked on the doors, and we've seen the impact that it has on family lives when children realise dad's not coming home or the uncle's not coming home, and it's devastating not only on the family, things like Christmas are coming up and them not to be there because they wouldn't slow down, but it's on you, your family life as well, because you've got to take it home.
It's everybody that's involved.
It's a massive impact circle.
It's the police officers, it's the members of the public who first come across the accident, because invariably there's not going to be emergency services there at the time the collision happens. It's some poor member of the public that's either following or come across it moments later. It's the effect it has on them as well as the emergency services.
People are obviously saying as well, because they have no idea, get the helicopter out. But as I've said to you before, it's roughly £4,000 an hour for the helicopter, flies 10 hours a day, it's £40,000. Do your maths, look at the week, the month, the year. It's just, and you might have one helicopter per county, it might be looking at a MISPRI, it might be looking at a firearms job, it might be looking at a TPAC somewhere else. It's just not beneficial. So these, to me, are worth the weight in gold. So without any further, can we go around the bike? Is that all right?
Absolutely,
So let's talk about, I'm going to ask you a question now.
Might know the answer.
Right. Has North Yorkshire Police, or has anybody that's got this bike before you or you done anything to the bike to make it any faster, uprated brake horsepower, and done any performance parts on it?
Can't tell you, sorry.
Is there any reason why you can't tell me?
It's a secret.
Right, I'll ask you this other thing as well. These are meant to be the fastest motorcycle around. It's the baby brother to the H2R. H2R is an illegal motorcycle, 250 miles an hour. It's only a track bike. These go over 200 miles an hour. Can you tell us the top speed?
We've done at least 71 on it.
71? I like your style. I thought it was going to be like 70.4, but 71.
It's definitely up to 71.
Right. As you can see, blue lights on the front. You can see it's an unmarked bike. Someone threw a question out. If an unmarked vehicle gets behind you and puts its lights on, people are now saying, I don't have to stop. And I said, no, you do. There's a difference between being a plain vehicle, which I would describe as a plain Peugeot, nothing on it at all, to being an unmarked police vehicle. You can clearly see if this has got sirens on, lights on, this is an unmarked police vehicle. If you do not stop, you're engaging in a fatal stop, basically.
Absolutely.
There's a difference between pulling to the side of the road, putting your hand up, and if you don't believe it's a police officer, you can get off your bike, ring the police, say, I've been stopped by this bike, this is registration number, and they'll say, it's Inspector Clive Turner, it's a legitimate police bike, you need to stop. You need to be dealing with it, and that way.
If you don't stop, you're still potentially committing offences.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So please pull over when you see the blue lights. Pull over in a safe place and don't do anything silly. So tell us about the bike then. I'm looking at it now. You've got, is that your comms unit on it?
Yeah. So what we've got here, we've got the blue lights at the front. We've got the reds at the rear. I'm not sure if they're on at the moment. You can tell me or not.
Yeah, rear reds.
Are on. So the rear reds are on.
Can we see rear reds, Mike? Can we come round and have a look at rear reds? Look at these bad boys on back. So you're clearly visible from the back as well, aren't you? So there's no one that's not going to see that when you're approaching.
A lot to do with safety. So we start at the front. We've got the usual motorbike kit, but the additional things, we've obviously got the radio, the comms kit here. We've got the leads round here, so you can plug in. So you've got the press to talk at the side here.
So it's all in your helmet.
All in your helmet.
Everything you can hear from the radio and other bikes, other cars, it's all in your helmet. You don't have to do anything else apart from push to talk.
No, additional wires down here, so we can plug out extra things in, such as when we're coming to December now, heated vests, things like that.
Oh, heated vests, you are
vests.
going up in the world. Does it have heated grips on as well?
It has heated grips.
Right, don't keep you warm.
We've got 4K camera at the front and rear,
right,
which is running all the time.
So this is your rear camera
That's the rear there. That's the front there.
And then obviously that's got a good field of view, 4K, so if someone comes past you or you're behind someone and for some reason it's not safe to stop them, it's still got the number plate.
Always running. We've got the ability to take a screenshot as well. If we take a quick snapshot here, we can press the little silver button, it'll take a quick snapshot.
And in regards to riding these, training,
Yeah.
you've got to be an advanced motorcyclist.
Advanced motorcyclist, yep.
So that's a long course. I've done it, you've done it. It's a long course, it's a 4-week course, and then you do...
Now.
It's 5-week course, 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. So someone explained to me the other week, we actually sat in a pub when we were doing this, of what the advanced course is like. And we said it's roughly, for all the people that don't have a clue, it's roughly like being on your bike test for 8 hours a day for 5 weeks, and you can't go below what's like on your bike test. So I'll put it in track experience. If you want to do a track day, you've got to do once a week on a track day. You've got to be in the advanced part of the track day. You can't be in the beginners or the intermediates. You've got to be in advanced, and you've got to ride like you're riding on your riding test for 8 hours. That's how hard it is.
It's exhausting.
It's knackering, isn't it? And
exhausting.
not only that, your backs, your legs, everything hurts because you're just constantly on a high, how can I put it, high quality ride. You are not...
It's a concentration more than anything, isn't it?
And you're shattered in, it's about observations and looking far in front.
So what we'll do is, as well as the 5-week advanced course on the marked bikes, we do an extra couple of days on unmarked bikes, unmarked riding, because as well as you know, it's not as bright, it's not as visible. It's got the blue lights, it's got the red lights, it's got everything on it, but it's still not as visible. Or when you're riding it at high speed or you're responding, you've just got to have your wits about you a little bit more on this. So we do an extra couple of days on an unmarked bike as well.
So do you personally think that the H2 is the fastest police motorcycle in the UK?
Deployable, yes. So
in regards to this bike, it's a North Yorkshire Police motorcycle, but where can it patrol? Is it North Yorkshire or can it go anywhere?
Essentially, it can go anywhere. It's a North Yorkshire bike. It mainly patrols in North Yorkshire. However, certainly over this last year in the summer, we did Operation Apex, which was a national campaign where we had the 8 Northern forces working together, cross-border operations with us and the bordering forces around us. So we dipped into Cleveland, we dipped into Northumbria, West Yorkshire, South Yorkshire and Humberside, and all worked together collaboratively on the bank holidays. And I don't think for the first time in some considerable years we had any fatals on the bank holiday weekends.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Which is a great achievement.
So North Yorkshire is all the way from, say, Skipton, all the way to Scarborough, Whitby, that sort of area. It's a massive area. So if you're driving in North Yorkshire, riding in North Yorkshire, this thing's going to be out, but also can be going elsewhere as well.
Can be going elsewhere.
So just don't expect it to be
Come to North Yorkshire, enjoy the roads, they're fantastic. Just ride safe and get home at night.
Right, Clive, thank you very much.
No problem.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.